Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, wherever you are watching me from. I welcome you to this amazing program. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are joining from. I urge you to please kindly subscribe to this very channel if you have not done so. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Remember, this platform is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a place where we share information that has to do with the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. A platform where we bring you information that is coming from the Prime Minister of Biafra, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. In this platform, we bring updates to your doorstep. We expose the war that the Zoological Republic called Nigeria is right now bringing upon the Biafran people. There is war going on in Biafran territory. They continue to hide it, pretending it's not happening, and we cannot allow that to lie low. We expose it and bring it to the whole world to see and know what is going on in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Once again, we have come today to preach the gospel, and today is the 11th day of August 2024, and today is Sunday. On this Sunday program, I am going to share with you some important things that we have found through the week. There was one disturbing issue that we saw. We have seen that the Biafran people are always being used and dumped, more especially the elites. But it is so sad that this so-called elite can never learn their lesson. They will never learn their lesson. At every given point in time, when the zoo want to preach their fake unity, when they want to preach their fake togetherness, they will bring Biafrans into the game to play their card. And after they have been able to deceive people to pretend that they have what is called one Nigeria, they will discard them. They will never allow the Biafran to participate in any other thing that has to do with the building of the country, including leadership. But when it comes to blackmailing, when it comes to forcing people against their will, when it comes to pushing wrong informations, they will use the Biafrans to mediate. Today, we have seen a disturbing video where somebody who is a Biafran, who supposedly supposed to be respected as a Biafran, finally bringing himself out as a chief saboutuer, even when he has known that the end has come. In this era where we are talking about the end of the zoo, in this era when it has become very, very clear that the Biafrans are not wanted in Nigeria, how can anybody who claims to be intellectual still be preaching one Nigeria? In a time when the Biafran people has conducted their referendum, the self-referendum conducted by Biafran government was very, very clear, with support of 49 million plus people voting to get out of Nigeria. And you now see somebody who claims to be intellectual going to Asorok to be used to drag us into something we don't belong into. But he has come too late. He has only brought himself out for doom. I am talking about no other person than Emeka Anyaoku, that every one of you know. This same Emeka Anyaoku, I have not seen him speaking about the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I have never seen him calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has never done so. If he has done it, I have not seen any. And if he had come out to ask for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release, of course we are going to see the videos. Don't tell me you are doing something in secret, because you are doing nothing. You are just as the same as other politicians who are there for their selfish interests. This same Emeka Anyaoku has not spoken about the invasion of Biafra land by the military. The loss of life in Imo State, in Abia State, in all the parts of Southeast. He has never, ever made a clear statement about that. Today, this idiot is being used. Is being used to manipulate the world and make the world believe that the Biafrans are still with them. Too late. This is a man who is approaching his grave, pretending to speak for the young ones who still have a bright future and who want to make a better living. This is sad, but that is what we are seeing. In this program, I'm going to show you the program he attended in Asorok, for you to listen by yourself and see that these people who claim to be intellectuals have nothing to offer. Every single thing you hear them say or speak is propaganda and blackmail. And we will not be blackmailed into Nigeria. Not anymore. Not anymore. If you are a representative of Biafra, you should know that the Biafran people want exit. 49 million vote to exit Biafra, to exit Nigeria is not a joke. Only an idiot, a foolish person, will look at it and will not think twice. This is a man who has not been speaking. He called himself the former Commonwealth Secretary General. When he comes to the zoo, he has a voice, but he has refused to use that voice. And this is how all of them are. So many of them who have been built by this zoological republic will never speak for you. Neither will they speak for me. Fellow Biafrans, the end has come. He has just announced his own exit, just as many of them have exited. Let us listen to what this man has to say and wave him goodbye, because he has nailed himself. Let's watch.
A group of eminent Nigerians, some call us leaders of thought, who are committed to the unity of Nigeria and good governance under a legitimate Nigeria People's Democratic Constitution, which we believe would best ensure the unity and peaceful development of the country. The founding chairman of the Patriots was late Chief Roger Williams, Timmy the Law, as he was fondly called. He was succeeded by Professor Ben Mwabueze, and I am now the successor of Professor Ben Mwabueze as chairman of the Patriots. In March, the Patriots organized a national colloquium, and the attendees of the colloquium included many former governors and many former and serving senators and members of the House of Representatives, as well as several academics and constitutional lawyers, plus members of the general public. The colloquium unanimously adopted a view which they requested should be conveyed to you, Mr. President, and to the National Assembly. The view was that Nigeria needs a new legitimate Nigeria People's Democratic Constitution, that the present constitution is illegitimate and cannot deal effectively with the myriad challenges facing this country. In other words, that our present governance system needs to be restructured. Nigeria is a pluralistic country. That is a country of different peoples with different languages, different cultures, and different religions. Experience throughout the world has shown that the pluralistic countries that have survived as united political entities are those that addressed the basic challenge of pluralism, that is, their diversity, through truly federal constitutions, and that those pluralistic countries that persisted in their non-truly federal constitutions ended up disintegrating. Examples of the pluralistic countries that have survived are Canada, Switzerland, and India. And the examples of the pluralistic countries that persisted with non-truly federal constitutions which disintegrated are Yugoslavia, which broke into 7 independent countries after almost 100 years' existence as one country, and Czechoslovakia, that separated into two countries, and coming nearer home here in Africa, Sudan, which broke into two countries after existing as one country for about 3,000 years. We believe, therefore, that if Nigeria is to effectively tackle its myriad challenges and to achieve its potential as a politically stable democracy, it must restructure its present governance system to truly federal system based on the factors recognized by Nigeria's founding fathers, who negotiated and agreed the 1960-1963 constitutions. Above all, Mr. President, the Patriots believe that your personal record as one of the great champions of Nigeria's democracy, Nigeria struggled to restore democracy during the Nadeko days, provides our country with its best opportunity for achieving Nigeria's people's democratic constitution. To this end, we have come to appeal to you to send to the National Assembly the President's executive bill, which would call for two important measures. First, the convening of a National Constituent Assembly with the mandate to produce a draft People's Democratic Constitution. The Constituent Assembly should be of directly elected individuals, elected on non-political party basis from the 36 states of the Federation, possibly 3 individuals per state and 1 from the Federal Capital Territory. They should be assisted by 7 constitutional lawyers, drawn 1 each from the 6 geopolitical zones and 1 from the Federal Capital Territory. And the deliberations of the Constituent Assembly should take into full account the 1960 and 63 constitutions, as well as the recommendations of the 2014 National Conference, and indeed of the various other national conferences that considered the Nigerian Constitution. And the second measure that we propose for your President's executive bill is for the establishment of a national referendum to which the draft constitution emerging from the Constituent Assembly would be subjected. The draft constitution produced by the Constituent Assembly, as I said, should be put to a national referendum, and if approved, should then be signed by the President as the genuine, legitimate Nigerian people's constitution. And finally, regarding what I referred to at the beginning of my remarks as the troubling national affairs, the Patriots welcome the fact that the President addressed the nation last Sunday on the 4th of August. We welcome that fact. We consider that it would be helpful to take at least 2 more measures in dealing with the current protests. First is for the government, both at the federal and state levels, to have dialogue with the leaders of the protests. And the second is to advise the law and order enforcement agencies to avoid the use of lethal equipments in managing the protests so that we can minimize the number of casualties in the protests. Thank you, Mr. President.
What you just saw here is Emeka Anyaoku advocating for still the same one Nigeria that have destroyed us and kept us captive. These are the people who are always trying to continue to keep the status quo because of what Nigeria has offered to them. They do not care how their own people feel. In a place where self-referendum have been conducted and 49 million plus has voted to walk out of the zoo, how could you allow yourself to be used to be preaching something different from what your people needs? And tell me, is there anything new that this man have just said? Every single thing he's saying here are things that have been repeated over and over again. But each time they want to play this game, they will always bring somebody from Biafra land to use that person against the will of his own people. They do it when you check every of the organization, all their forces. Their spokesperson are always from the southeast. Why? Why is it so? You are not good to make decisions. You are not good to be on the top. You're only good to be used and dumped. And look at the strategy. Using Emeka Anyaoku, and he allows himself to be used, yet he regards himself as an intellectual. What a shame. In a time where it has become very, very clear, in a time that the Biafra has government already, have lobbyists working for them abroad, where Biafrans are engaging to make sure that they exit the zoo, in a time where the zoo have declared war upon Biafran people, and the war is going on as you speak, instead of this man to stand with his people, you see him selling the idea of his people, betraying his people before the whole world. What a shame. What a shame. And this is how every one of them is. Every single one of them that call themselves intellectuals, those who call themselves, because Nigeria has offered them something, because whatever they become today, they feel that it is Nigeria that gave it to them. They will never speak the truth. We have seen men with integrity who during the war gave back every single thing they got from Nigeria, including British. Every entitlement, every qualification, every certificate given to them by the British, they returned it. These are people who are called patriots. They return what was given to them by the enemy. Fellow Biafrans, we must go. The time is up. Thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed.